Welcome to this presentation about literary theories, structuralism, narratology, and postcolonialism. So, each of these theories helps us understand literature not just as stories on a page, but as products of deeper cultural, structural, and practical systems. Let us start with postcolonialism. And what is it? Postcolonial theory examines the effect of colonization on cultures and identities. It challenges the dominance of Western narratives and gives voice to those historically silenced by colonial discourse. It also explores key ideas like identity, hybridity, and resistance. The main representatives of this theory are Said, Spivak, and Baba. Let's talk about them. Said introduced the term Orientalism that exposed how the West created false images of the East, how the Orient was seen as the other or something inferior to the West, and how knowledge is never neutral. The West had control over it. Spivak questioned whether the most oppressed or subaltern can ever truly be heard. Her answer was complex, but no, not truly, because their voices are always filtered or ignored by elite or colonial systems. And finally, Baba explored how colonized subjects mimic and resist their colonizers through hybridity and ambivalence. Now, let's talk about some applications of postcolonialism theories in literature. It helps us analyze how texts reflect or resist colonial ideologies, question representations of power, and also help us analyze how historical and political context influence in the production and interpretation of text. So, postcolonial theory rereads literature from colonized perspectives. It highlights how literature has been used to control and how it can now be used to resist. Our second theory is structuralism. Structuralism is a theory that sees meaning not as something found inside a text, but as something produced by the larger structures around it. Inspired by Saussure, it teaches us that words and text gain meaning through relationships and oppositions, not in isolation. As I mentioned, Saussure was the one that inspired structuralism, but Strauss and Barthes are also two more representatives of this theory. Saussure showed how meaning is relational, maintained, and established. He also introduced the terms signifier, that is the sound image of a word, and signifier, the idea behind it. Strauss studied myths as structural systems. He believed that humans understand meaning by organizing the world into opposites, and this structure can be found in myths and cultural systems around the world. And Barthes applied structuralism to modern culture and literature. For him, an individual item, a word, an image, for example, only gains meaning when it's placed within a structure. The applications of structuralism in literature helps us look beyond individual stories. By focusing on systems and signs, structuralism helps us understand how meaning is constructed in literature and culture. It promotes a deeper investigation into the ways literature connects with culture and society. Our final theory is narratology. Narratology, which grows out from structuralism, focuses on how stories are formed. It analyzes the difference between the sequence of events, that is, the story, and how those events are told, the plot or the discourse. Its main representatives are Aristotle, Prop, and Genet. Let's talk about them. Aristotle identified character and action as essential parts in a story. Also, he identified three key plot moments: hamartia, that is, an error made by the protagonist; anagnosis, that is, the recognition or the moment of realization; and finally, peripeteia, that is, the fall or reversal caused by that realization. Then we have Prop. He analyzed tales and created a list of 31 story functions that build the plot of a tale. Not every tale has all 31 functions, but they usually follow the same sequence. Finally, we have Jeanette, who is focused on narration. He explored narrative, perspective, time, and voice, making narratology even more precise. In the applications of narratology in literature, we can say that it offers effective methods for analyzing the structure and function of narratives. It shows how storytelling influences the way we perceive and interpret reality. So, narratology helps us analyze how stories are told. We can analyze a character's role, like hero or false hero, and look at how time is manipulated through flashbacks or foreshadowing. It shows us how narrative structure shapes emotion and meaning. In conclusion, structuralism focuses on systems and codes. Narratology studies how stories are built and told, and postcolonialism critiques power and representation. These theories help us move beyond surface level reading, whether we are analyzing structure, storytelling, or cultural power. We begin to see literature as part of a larger world shaped by language, culture, and history. That's it. Thanks for listening.